and probably others don't know me. And it's interesting that
ability, it is about presence. And here at Kisii University, we believe that the next generation of HR professionals need to be equipped not just with knowledge, but with executive presence.
We are proud to invite you to Kisii University Human Resource Symposium, a dynamic gathering of future HR leaders, professionals, and scholars.
This year's theme is Executive Presence, Building Credibility and Influence in Human Resource, a conversation about how HR professional can lead confidently, communicate effectively, and influence organizational success.
Through insightful discussions, networking opportunities, and mentorship from industry leaders, this symposium will equip you and empower you to step into the future of human resource leadership.
To our fellow students from the universities across the country and beyond, this is your invitation.
Kisii University warmly welcomes you to be part of this transformative experience.
Come connect with passionate HR students, engage with industry experts, and build network that will shape your career.
Whether you're studying human resource, business, psychology, or leadership, this symposium is designed to sharpen your professional identity.
We invite you to join us
To learn,
To connect,
and to grow into the HR leader of tomorrow.
That is a staff that can be able to perform for the success of the organization. So if you don't control performance within the organization, that organization cannot be able to realize its objective. Of course, the formation of any entity has got an end product, and that end product is delivery of the deliverables. And that is only done by employees within the organization. I hope the second, somebody I'm canvassing for is preparing to come. Or you almost, you alert me once you come. It's ready. Oh, thank you very much. Have a fruitful engagement.
Thank you so much, Dr. We have a nomia of appreciation that today we are appreciating through Nyayo Club. So moja, no. Moja, pili, tatu, ine. Thank you so much, Dr. Eric Onsongo and Dr. Tamaris, both from the HR department. As we welcome Mr. Walemba, I want us to do one thing. KP Onyango, it's used, if you're happy and you know. So if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know, stand. If you're happy and you know, sit down. If you're happy and you know, and you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, stand. Okay, those behind as we stand, those who are far much behind can just join us in between here. And as we stand, we had said, don't sit next with somebody whom you came with. So tunaweza fanya biashara in the next 1 minute before our next presenter comes in. Don't sit with somebody whom you came with. Kabianga hoye. Kabianga hoye. Wako kuju. Maseno hoye. Simuko pale. Si hata wengine natoka waende huko. Okay. We may take our seats. When you come back after our health break, so make sure you don't sit where you've sat at this session. At this juncture, allow me to welcome Bwana Walemba to take us through CV writing and techniques of how to present ourselves through CV. As you apply for a job, before you are called for the interview, something must have talked before you are noticed, and that's your CV and application letter, and that's what our next presenter is going to take us through in. Karibu sana, Bwana Walemba. Karibu sasa. Karibu.
Yeah, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. How are you? As our speaker, as our IT team manages that, I'll be doing an introduction of who Walemba is. My name is Walemba. I love calling myself Walemba J. I run a company called JCVs. And JCVs is a company that focuses on enhancing employability prospects of job seekers. I was here in Kisii University last in 2021 talking about CV writing as well. This is the second time I've been able to come to Kisii. So I hold many titles. I'm a certified employability facilitator with the International Labour Organization. I've worked with the ILO in 2023-2024 as an employability facilitator focusing on refugees. So I've worked in Dadaab, I've worked in Kakuma. Last year I got another certification with the ILO as well. I'm a master trainer on employability as well. I'm also a leadership trainer at Dawam School. Dawam School is in Kisii, Nairobi. So I train on leadership. I train grade 10s on leadership. So I'm there every Thursday. Today, were it not for exam, I will have missed this session to be at Dawam School with the students. So I love what I do. I love talking to youth. I love talking about employability. Because employability is one of the things that is one of the reasons we are here, right? And is one of the reasons we got through school. As they set up, one of the things that happened to me before I started JCVs was that at one point I was employed as a job. I was employed as a receiving clerk with one of the biggest supermarkets in Kenya. Which is the biggest supermarket in Kenya? Biggest supermarkets in Kenya? Naivas, huh? So I was employed with, by Naivas as a receiving clerk from 2015 to 2018. In 2016, I developed a condition called epilepsy. We all know epilepsy, right? So in 2018, I'm talking this because I'm talking to HR professionals. In 2018, I was fired because of the condition. So I decided to go the legal way. I sued them. We had a small scuffle. I was reinstated. I was given an opportunity to get back to work. So initially, I used to work as a receiving clerk, but because of the condition, I had to work as a CCTV operator, and that work is not easy. So I did this for 1 month. Again, I got hospitalized because of that condition. So when I got hospitalized, I felt that I was not now being fair to the employer. So I told him, let me go for unpaid leave. From 2018 to date, I've been on unpaid leave. Yeah. So while I'm still on unpaid leave, that's when I saw the need to start JCVs, and that is where I've been for the last. This is my 7th year in practice, and I've been able to change the lives of more than 20,000 people. I've been able to. I've done more than 70,000 CVs for people. I've done CVs for senior professionals, even the PSS in the government, directors in the CEOs of some of the parastatals, directors in government. I have over 5,000 overseas clients, the US, Philippines, West Africa, Asia, and so many more. Even in the Middle East, I have so many clients. So I believe that by what I'm doing, I've brought so many people together. I run a channel on WhatsApp, a channel that is less than 2 years, and I have a channel, a following of 48,000 people on my channel, and I post jobs on that channel every day. What I do at the end of every month, we do an analysis just to get to know how many people got jobs through this channel this month, how many people applied and were unsuccessful, how many people have never gotten an interview within the year. So we see how we help them. So every Thursday, like today, I always do webinars just to be able to help job seekers bridge some gaps in the job search journey. So every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., I always have a webinar. And Nick will be sharing the link with you guys so that for those that are interested, we can start learning from there, right? So that's about JCVs. And the condition healed completely. So I'm not epileptic anymore. Now, what we're going to do today, we should be able to understand what employers are looking for. As job seekers, what are employers looking for? Number 2 thing is we should be able to learn how to develop an ATS compliant CV. I know it's the era of AI, and most of us, we just tell ChatGPT to do our CVs. Is it the right thing to do? So we'll be talking about that as well. Then we need also to be able to build confidence in an interview, because the biggest threat to job seekers is that even before you go for that interview, you get the job, you must go through interviews, right? How many of us are afraid of interviews? Oh, so you are all confident. Then I'll have to skip that topic and move to the others. I can see that you are all confident. Then we should be able to develop a strong personal brand. How many of us are on LinkedIn? How many of us are on TikTok? Mikono inaongezeka, sindio? I knew that. The modern job market is very competitive, and when you talk about competitive, I've just told you that I have a channel that has 48,000 followers. And out of the 48,000 followers, I'm sure that I have over 5,000 fresh graduates that have done HR, right? So if I'm advertising for an internship position, how many applications do you think I'm going to get? Within an hour, I should have pulled that application down, that advert down, because I'll have so many applications. So employers are looking at the skills, experience, and attitude. Sometimes you might miss anything that you will want. If out of the three, it's good that you miss experience, but not missing skills and attitude. And when we talk about skills, most of us will ask me that, how do we gain those skills, yet we have no experience? Yeah? I'll be telling you how you can be able to gain the skills, but attitude is inborn. So your attitude is the reason someone will hire you and not hire someone else. And the attitude is displayed even in the communication. During the interview, as you talk to the panelists, are they able to see the kind of attitude you have? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to go that extra mile and own the job? Then the rise of, we have what you call the ATS system. How many have heard about the ATS system? Wawili tu kwa hii room. Wengine mnabeba mikono kimoyomoyo, si ndio? So the ATS system, I'll be talking about it. Why do we have the ATS system and why is it necessary? And how can you as a job seeker be able to ensure that your CV goes through the ATS system? Then we have the LinkedIn. LinkedIn is also a platform where you can be able to completely do your application and wait for the feedback from that client. We are in the era where we have the rise of also what you call the virtual assistance opportunities. How many have heard about virtual assistant opportunities? Mwalimu itabidi niishi huku. Then soft skills are just as important as technical skills. There are soft skills that are very key. In the modern world, we have soft skills are becoming very key for job seekers. And I'll be telling you about some of the soft skills that you should not miss as a job seeker. So what are employers looking for? In most cases, when you see any advert, what it tells you that this employer has a problem that they need solved. So employers are looking for problem solvers. And for you to position yourself as a problem solver, there are several things that you need to do. And especially because I'm really focusing on you because there are several of you that are coming out of university. And you'll find that most of us do not even have attachment experience. So what will make you stand out from the crowd? Tumetuma CVs 100. Out of 100 CVs, if I need one person, how many people should I interview? Not more than 10 people, right? So if you are not, for you to be in the 10 people out of 100, what makes you stand out? So employers are looking for relevant skills for the opportunity, for the role that they are advertised for, which are the technical skills. And the technical skills are also called the on-job training skills. Technical skills will vary from one profession to another. If you are a HR professional, your technical skills are different from those of an accountant, from those of a doctor, from those of a purchasing person. So the technical skills for HR are now what the employer is looking at. You might have the theoretical skills, but you can be able to explain it to someone and understand what happens. So number 2, the problem-solving ability. That one should be demonstrated in the interview, even as or even in your CV. As you respond to questions, you should be showing your abilities in problem-solving. You might have never been a leader, but you might have taken part in a project where your problem-solving skills played a key role. Then the communication skills. We talked about confidence, and it's an area that I saw that most of us are good with. We are all confident. But this confidence, when you're going for an interview, where you talk about communication skills, some of us, our English is left outside until now you're done with the interview. Then you pick your English and go back home, right? So, communication skills is very key in every profession. That is one of the soft skills that is very relevant in the current job market. And then the other one is the work ethic and the attitude. Sometimes we talk about skills being trained, but attitude will never be trained. Attitude is inborn. So even as you might not know anything, you might not have the relevant skills for that position, but your attitude should be able to tell that you are the right person the company is looking for. So the work ethic, about the work ethic, I'm giving a real example. I have some stuff at my place, and yesterday, there's this staff that I hired last month that didn't report to work yesterday. So she sent me a text message yesterday at 18:08 when I'm arriving in Kisii. She was supposed to be at work the whole day, but she's sending me, can you ask for permission at the end of the day? Yeah? She was asking for permission because she missed to come to work yesterday. So she's asking for permission at the end of the day. Is it something that I should take as positive work ethic? So when I go back to Nairobi, I'm going to fire her. I'm sorry. Gen Zs, I'm sorry, but I'll have to fire her because the work ethic is not really positive. And that is what happens to most of us. When we are given opportunities, we go to those opportunities and feel like we are helping the company. Especially at our entry-level stage. As an entry-level person, you should be even more willing to help the company than the company is helping you. Go an extra mile. Sometimes we get opportunities. How many have ever gotten opportunities in government for internships or attachment? Wangapi wamekuwa wakitumwa mandazi and you are happy because uko kwa TikTok, ndio? Yeah? They are not assigning you much work. Wamekutuma mandazi, ukienda hivyo uko na simu, uko TikTok. And that is what you love, eh? Yeah? So for you to be able to get even your supervisor, your immediate supervisor, train you on something, you should show a strong work ethic. Get to work in time. If you're supposed to be there at 8, fika 7:30, learn an extra skill. Go to a different department and learn something different. You know, at this point, I will also tell you that in most cases, when you look at most CEOs, this one is an assignment to all of us. Very few CEOs come from HR. Ukweli ama uongo? Uko nyuma yangu ni ukweli ama ni uongo? Why? Many CEOs come from which department? Finance. Why? So that is a discussion for another day, right? So the HR professionals, you need to go that extra mile. And as I've told you, some companies are giving opportunities for you as interns. There are several of you, maybe 5, 6 of you. What will make the company consider you for an opportunity out of the 5? Wewe ikifika saa 2 unaingia jobs 801, ikifika 4:59 uko nje. There's someone that gets to work at 7:30 or even 7 and they leave at 6 because they are learning extra skills. Ndio. One thing, siri yenye nawapea mkitoka hapa, when you get out to the job market, make sure you own the job. Ile kazi umepewa hata kama ni places mbaya, small company, try to own the job. Work as if it's your own job. Then practical experience and volunteering. That is also something that employers are looking for. 2 of my best employees came in as volunteers. And we have a representative from IHRM. She can tell you that as JCVs, I've been able to, 2 of my staff in the last 2 awards. You know, IHRM has awards every end of the year. 2 of my staff were winners among for the HR Rising Star. And these are the people that came in as volunteers. They owned the job and decided that this opportunity was an opportunity for them. It was a lifetime opportunity where they wanted to ensure that they get what they want. Now, CV writing. How many of us have CVs? How many of us have CVs that are 1 page? How many of us have CVs that are 2 pages? Wengine hatuna CVs, no? Now, CV writing is also something that is very critical. And as I've said, we have the chat GPT. And that is where most of us now, tunaenda pale, tunaiambia kuandikia CV, ndio? Even our job applications, we even don't format, tell ChatGPT to do it, and we are okay, we use that to send for applications. That is also a big mistake that we make. ChatGPT is there to just help you write good English and format that document. But most of the information should come from you. Most of the information should come from you. And as we talked about the ATS system, the ATS system is able to detect that this CV was done by ChatGPT. Do you know that? The ATS system is able to detect that the CV was done by ChatGPT, and sometimes recruiters now know that they cannot be able to rely on you. Because what is in the document sometimes is a misrepresentation of who you are. CV ni mzuri, lakini wewe mwenyewe ukikuja hapo, you are directly opposite what you see in that document. So even as we start preparing our documents, we need to understand that there are several of us that when you are at the level of the CEOs, when you are mid-management level, as you rise in your ranks, that is where applications reduce. If I'm to advertise for a position of a CEO, you'll find that most CEO positions zinakaa more than 1 month. But if you see someone advertising for an intern position, it will not take more than a week. Why? Sababu tuko wengi wetu, so many of us are looking for those opportunities, no? Sometimes CEOs will end up not even finding, unapata an organization has had to extend the period. So a CV is just a professional document that summarizes your education, skills, experience, and achievements. And nowadays, even as an intern, you should have achievements on your CV. I know someone will ask me, how can I be able to get achievements as an intern? As an intern, there are recommendations that you make in these organizations. I was in another session the other week at Kisii, and one of the students asked that as an intern, I have a recommendation to make. How can I be sure that this recommendation, I'll be the owner of these recommendations once it is implemented? Those are some of the recommendations that you should have in your CV, that I was able to make this recommendation and it was adopted, and the result of that recommendation is ABC. And then you quantify. The ATS system is looking for at least 5 quantifications on your CV. So talk about if you improved performance or improved operational efficiency, by what percentage? If you saved time, by what percentage? That should be coming out clearly in your CV. So I've talked about the applicant tracking system. And why do we use the applicant tracking system? The applicant tracking system is used because of the large volume of applications that we receive. If you advertise for a HR intern position, I'm sure in an hour you'll have more than 5,000 applications. So the HR cannot be able to go through all those applications physically. So they have now to engage a system, and that's now what the work of this system. And most companies have adopted the ATS system. Especially those companies, you'll see you need to create a profile. As you create the profile, so that now you can make your applications. Companies like Safaricom, companies like EABL, companies like Nairobi Bottlers, companies like Unilever, you have to create a profile so that you can be able to upload your application. And so now, for those companies, especially where you're creating that profile, they are using the ATS system. And when they are using the ATS system, it becomes so difficult for most job seekers. And one thing, I've been a job seeker, and I know that job seekers, 90% of job seekers are lazy. 90% of job seekers are, sisi ni wale tunajipata kwamba you applied for a job at Kisii University, you still forward the same to Rongo University, and you expect Rongo University to take you serious, no? And hire you. That is what we are doing when doing applications. So why are recruiters using the ATS system? As I've said, is that it handles large volumes of applications. It quickly scans and filters CVs using the keywords and skills. So the keywords at this point are the technical skills in that specific career that you are in. So being HR professionals, so the keywords will include things like recruitment and selection, performance management, talent acquisition, employee relations, compensation and benefits, and so on. So it saves time and speeds up the recruitment process. You can even have, you can even shortlist within a day of posting that job. It ensures fair and consistent screening of all candidates. Kuna wale bado believe kwamba job search bado kuna favorism, sindio? Kuna wale mnasema lazima kuwe na connection ndio upate jobs, sindio? Do you still believe that? Huh? Do you believe there is? So the ATS system is here to make it fair. Your CV will only go through if you have been, it has the right keywords, if there are the right qualifications. I'll be giving you a site where you can be able to get your CV through the ATS and try that. It can help you. It gives you a report, and this report, it talks about what is missing on your CV and how you can be able to improve it. So it improves candidate job matching and supports digital hiring systems. So most organizations nowadays are doing the digital hiring. So with digital hiring, the ATS system will play a key role in that. So how does the ATS work? It scans for keywords, the titles. So if you are looking for a CEO position and your CV might be missing the CEO word, you might be disadvantaged. Sometimes you might find that what is preventing you from scoring an 80, because the minimum for you to be selected with the ATS system is 80%, the minimum score. So ukiandika CV, unaangalia, you pass it through the system against the JD that you're applying for, and it should at least score an 80%. Anything below 80 will be a disadvantage for you. The education and the skills. So all these are matched to the job description. So it shows that. So key features of an ATS compliant CV. It should be simple, clear format. It uses standard headings, education, experience, skills. Don'ts. The ATS system is an enemy of tables. It's also an enemy of graphics. Some of us use very funny fonts on our CVs. Then avoid abbreviations. It might not capture that. Instead of human source, you write HR. Just write human source in full, so that now it can be able to capture that. So common CV mistakes, we have spelling and grammatical errors. I think with the current AI functions, our CVs are able to have the online Grammarly. There's that tool called Grammarly, which corrects the grammar. Then it might be too long. I've done CVs for people that have 30 years experience, and we've had it at 3 pages. Now wewe tu bado uko nini, umeweka font kubwa, alafu someone told us that we need to have a CV that's 6-7 pages, ndio? Yeah. The HR professionals in the house will tell you that it takes them less than 30 seconds to make a decision on your CV. So when I look at page 1 of your CV, it should be so enticing that it makes me go to page 2. But if your page 1 cannot entice me, then I make a decision on your CV within the first 10 seconds. Irrelevant information in your CV. I'm hoping that no one here still writes nationality, gender, religion on our CVs. Your CV should be direct to the point. What we're looking at is, are you the best fit for this job? So your nationality might not matter at this point, unless they are very specific that they want nationality from a specific country. Then using one CV for all jobs. When you talk about customization, and when I talked about job seekers being lazy, is that we feel that we are doing this thing for someone else. The time we spend on TikTok cannot be compared to the time we spend on job application. Wakati tunatumia kujipa raha tukicheka pale TikTok haiwezi linganishwa na wakati tunatumia ku apply jobs, ndio? So we should invest the similar or even more time in our job search. If you get out of school and stay out for 3 years without getting a job in your career or in your profession, that means that you are the problem, not the job market. Na kama tunasema kuwa na connection, mbona wewe huna connection, watu wengine wako na connection? Nini imekuzuia kuwa na connections, ndio? Connection unaanza hawa speakers wamekuwa hapa leo. Nani amechukua namba ya speaker alikuwa wa kwanza? Alafu mnalia connections, ndio? Ama connection ni kuchukua namba ya student wa Rongo na wewe ni wa Kisii. Yeah? Aya. I'll give you an example as I finalize about connections. So this is just an example of a CV. I think I can share a document with Nick, and then he can be able to share with all the universities. Will that be okay? So interview skills. As you said that most of us nowadays, unajua kitambo tukisoma kampuni zilikuwa zinakutafuta kama intern, and they will even come to our schools and ask us if we could go to work in their organizations. Lakini siku hizi even getting attachment is a problem, sio? Kwa nini? Kwa nini? Mnahitaji connections, ndio? Yeah? So getting opportunities, as much as you'll have a good CV, you'll have a good attitude, sometimes you have to have the right networks. The right networks. So even as you go for an interview as an attaché, nowadays even attachés are exposed to interviews. Especially now, the biggest employer in Kenya are the private sector. And the private sector, like I said, the government utajaza kitu online, ulizo maswali 2-3 upate attachments, ndio? Wende upate huko 25,000 yako, hata kama ufanye kazi, ndio? But the private sector, they want to see results for what they are paying you, or even the skills that they are training you for. So the interview basically is there to assess your skills, personality, and culture fit. We have a generation where they even attend very important events with their Crocs, ndio? At what point should you start wearing Crocs in a new organization? Yeah? Before the interview, during the interview or after? Kwa nini mnapenda hizo vitu? Kuna mwenye amevaa leo, ndio? Now, as an employer, we are looking at the first impression. So the first impression should be able to tell us that you are the right person for this opportunity. Hata kama uko na suti moja, hiyo siku ya interview vaa hiyo suti. Wacha tujiwange unapenda Crocs kama tumesha kuandika. But even as we hire you, you need to study the culture of that organization. Ukiona watu wengine wanavaa Crocs, ni unajua kumbe hapa tunaweza valiwa. But you see people in official every day, make sure that you stick to that culture. Sometimes we might be forced to eliminate you even before the contract ends, because you are not a culture fit. And that's why the interview assesses those skills, personality, and the culture fit. On the personality aspect, we are looking at the attitude. Are you someone that can be trained? Yeah? Ama wewe ule mse utasema kwamba mimi niliambiwa niko finance department. Kama kuna mtu customer service huko mbele siendi. Yeah? it's an extra skill that you are gaining by going into that other department. That skill can make you stand out when you are going for your next opportunity. So even as you are in HR department and you are given a role in the front office, make sure that you include that on your CV. I was a reliever for the receptionist, so I learned skill 1, 2, 3. Sometimes an employer might be looking for another position. What happens especially for startups, personally like mine, when I'm hiring, I hire HR professionals alone, but I'll not just look at the HR aspect. Because as a company, we do so many events, as a company, we do so many posters. I look at the extra skills that you have. Can you do posters through Canva? Can you plan an event? Is that event planning skills in your CV? That is what will make you stand out for me. Lakini ule mtu tu ako na CV amefanya HR pale Kisii University na anatafuta attachment, I might not give you an opportunity because I have a small organization, but I'll want you to be multi-skilled so that now you can get the full value out of you. So how many of us have extra skills apart from the HR certifications that we are taking? How many of us can do Canva? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Wengine? Ukiulizwa any other skill you have outside HR? Sini hiyo HR tu. So mmeona mbona mnahitaji connection? Hata hapa connection haisaidii. Like personally when I'm hiring, I'll never sit in the panel. Nitaacha watu wengine wafanye interview, mimi nafaa nikuja niambiwe tulichagua huyu. Niwaulize mlimchagua kwa nini? Waniambie because of 1, 2, 3. Sababu nikiwa pale naweza kuhurumia nikakuandika na hutafanya kazi. So type of interviews that we have. The most common one is the face to face. But since COVID came in, wakati COVID ilikuja nyinyi mlikuwa primary? Mlikuwa high school? But kuna wale walikuwa primary pia, kama Nick hapo. So physical interviews were there, but when COVID came, it introduced now the virtual interviews where you have the Zoom, the Teams, and even the Google Meet. Now, every interview is official. Even those virtual interviews. Yeah? Kama ulikuwa uvae suit ukienda interview, physical. Do the same for a virtual interview. Ni hera tuvae short, lakini huku juu kumaanisha ukuwe na suit, sindio? So that impression should be seen. Then you have the panel interviews, where you have 4 or 5 people that are asking questions. And in most cases, we find that candidates will only look at the person that has asked the question. For panel interviews, you need to look at all the panelists. Unaangalia hivi, ukirespond, not just one person. Then the competency-based interviews. How many have ever done competency-based interviews? We call them assessments. Kwani mna apply job wapi? Kwa chief? Anyone that has ever applied for a job at Safaricom? Oh, you've done assessment, congratulations. So sometimes assessments are tough, and sometimes assessments are easy. What they just want to, assessments are there to test for specific abilities. And in most cases, they are testing for problem solving, leadership, and analytical skills. Now, when you look at a job advert that is complete, you'll find where they're talking about attributes as a requirement for that position. So when they mention attributes as a problem solver, leadership skills, talking about problem solving, make sure that, be sure that if you are invited for an assessment, those are the skills that will be tested. So before the interview, you need to understand the role. Do enough research about the organization. Yeah? Sometimes you go for interviews in an organization and you even don't know what the organization does. How many of us have ever applied for a position? Nana shall apply job. Wewe uko job uli apply. Mwingine uko juu? Now, how many of us have a job tracker? How many of us are hearing this for the first time? So how many of us know what a job tracker does? Now for those of us that apply for jobs, sometimes you find that you've sent an application to Rongo University, Kisii University, and even the county government of Kisii. You are called for an interview, ukiwa umeenda starehe kidogo, au sikii vizuri, wanakupigia simu au unakubali tu sawa. Yeah? Some of us go for interviews even without knowing the positions that we are going to be interviewed for. Sababu you apply for this position, or you apply for so many positions, and you don't keep a record. So as a job seeker, you should have a job tracker, where now you write that I've applied for a position, for an admin assistant or a HR assistant position at company A. And if the company had indicated the salary, write the salary. So that usifika kwa kampuni, uli apply job wanalipa 20,000, umefika huko unaitisha 100,000. The same way, we should have a notebook for interviews. When you go for an interview, you come and write all the questions that you are asked in that interview. When you go for the same position for 5 times, be rest assured that 80% of the questions will come from the questions that you have written down. Apart from the tell us about yourself, why should we hire you? Questions like now, your salary expectations, those are common. They might ask you about your strengths and weaknesses. So sometimes when you make a blunder in an interview, we all know that hiyo swali nayo nilichoma, si ndio? So wakati umechoma, you need to come and research about that same question, because if you don't do this, you'll get it in another interview and still fail. So for you to be well prepared for any interviews, make sure that you have an interview notebook as well, where you write all those questions. So practice common questions. I train people on interviews, and one of the things that I do is when I look at a job description, I can be able to tell you 60% of the questions that will come from that interview. Because I've been a panel even for senior positions in government, and when I look at a JD, I can be able to tell that 5 questions that will come from this are ABC. And they truly come. So when you practice these questions, especially when you have an interview, I know most of us don't prepare for interviews very seriously. What we do is that we get excited na meitwa interview. Leo unaamuka vile unaamka kama umeenda, si ndio? So unafika huko unapatana na even before you get to the interview room, unakutana na mtu amevaa suti mzuri kushinda, unaanza kuingiza baridi. Yeah? You go to an extent, you start discussing. Unaanza kumuuliza wewe utaitisha pesa ngapi? Huyo mtu anakushtua anasema 6 figure, wewe ulikuwa umetaka uitishe 30,000. Already umeanza kuchanganyikiwa from hapo. And some people are playing mind games. Anataka uitishe mshahara juu ndio upunguze hiyo nini? Utoke kwa hiyo list apate your job. So prepare examples and use what you call the STAR method. The STAR method, nowadays STAR method is a question that is very common in interviews. STAR method, we are talking about questions where they're telling you, tell us about a time when you ran a project to completion. So you use the STAR method. The STAR method stands for the situation, the task, the action you took, and then the result. And when you are responding to this in an interview, the result should always be positive. It should come out as an achievement. So the STAR method, where tell us about a situation where you had an issue and your supervisor was not in, or was unreachable on phone. So they want you to talk about leadership initiative. So there's this time the supervisor was unwell and I had to step in. So what task were you to take? The Kanjos were here, wanted to arrest me. So what action did you take? I had to go to and retrieve the files so that we can, the Kanjos wanted to see the registration documents or the compliance documents. So I had to get to the office and retrieve the documents. So what was the result? They checked and found that we were compliant in maybe with fire or registration. So that should always come out as a positive. So common interview questions you'll have: tell us about yourself, why should we hire you, what are your strengths and weaknesses, describe a challenge you faced. So tell us about yourself. The recruiter wants to know about 4 things. Number 1, they want to know your name, who you are. Number 2, academics. Number 3, experience in relation to the job that you've applied for. Number 4, they want to know your attributes. And I've said attributes might be personal values as well. I'm hoping that all of us have our personal values. No? We have our core values, right? Do you have our core values? If I was to ask you, what are your values, will you tell me? Ama utaniambia Kisii University? So why should you hire you? Sometimes they might reframe it and ask, what makes you stand out from the other candidates? So if it's a position for internship or attachment, they are looking at you can talk about the extra skills that you have. Yeah? Talk about the extra skills that you have and talk about your strengths in relation to the job that you applied for. So what are your strengths and weaknesses? In most cases, strengths will double up as values or attributes. So talk about strengths that relate to that position. As a HR person, what are strengths? Talking about leadership, talking about analytical skills, talking about being empathetic. So HR tunafaa tukuwe empathetic, ndio? But being guided by the policies. Then describe a challenge you faced. This one they are looking at specific skills. As I've said, that problem solving skills can come in. Analytical skills can come in as well. Then always ensure that your body language is, you are positioned in a way that you sit straight looking at the panelists or the interviewer. And some of us, when you're doing online interviews, unapata mna Google. Yeah? Unafanya kumbe kwa Google, so that you can. And when you are Googling, the interviewer will always tell. When you buy time now, we know that you are Googling. So during the interview, be confident and not arrogant. And always go an extra mile. When you talk about going an extra mile, we don't say that you overshare. But when they ask about what are the functions of HR, most of us will say recruitment and selection, performance management, talent management, staff appraisal, na wananyamaza. Then there's someone that says recruitment and selection. This involves developing the job adverts, advertising, long listing, short listing. So who will you hire? The person that has gone an extra mile to explain. And one of the biggest tips for any interview is to always use examples. Using examples makes the recruiter relate easily with what you are sharing. So maintain eye contact. Maintain eye contact. Wacha kuchora chini na kuinama kwa meza. Listen carefully before you respond. Then be clear and concise. Only share information that is relevant. So telling us about yourself that you are the 8th born in a family of 5 is not relevant. So after the interview, this is where now people stand out. Ask questions. And we talk about asking questions, a good number of us will ask selfish questions. Selfish questions basically means questions that relate to you and not the company. Yeah? A good number of us will ask if you'll be allowed to leave at 4 to go for classes. No. Is that a selfish question or it relates to the company? Mashida zako kama uko nazo za kusoma, ngoja uingie kwanza, alafu ujipange uko ndani, sio? So if we know that you are telling us that unakuja kama intern ama unakuja kama an entry level position and you want us to give you time even before you get into the organization, that shows that you are trouble. So make sure you ask questions related to the job. Then send a thank you email. Send a thank you email. This one makes you stand out. Not many people will do this. Wengine tunaanza kukas kampuni tukitoka interview wakati tunafika kwa mlango tu. Ati yule alikuwa ananiuliza maswali mingi, hata simpendi. Hakuwa anataka umpende. Then personal branding. So what is personal branding? It's just how you present yourself to the world. I have 1,000 bob and I would like to give it to someone. Apart, si hawa wamekaa huku chini na wale wako nyuma yangu. I have a question. Who has one profile picture on all their socials? Ule mwenye nini akuje mbele. Mwenye akoshua akuje. Sawa, kuja. Nataka mmoja tu. The first one. Who will help me confirm? Nick. Afungue social platform zake zote. Kama ako TikTok, kama ako LinkedIn, kama ako X. Tuone kama ni picha moja. Instagram. LinkedIn. And next. Sijasema Safaricom. You know what's up. Next. Kwa TikTok. Kwa nini ahab na account yako? Jina ya hub si yako. Sawa. Next. Instagram. Facebook. Sawa. Huyu ako WhatsApp na LinkedIn. Nini? So I'll give him 1,000 bob. So now, personal branding. When you look at my profile, Google Malpopote JCVs or J Walemba, I have one profile picture for all my platforms. So, as we talk about personal branding, how do you want the world to see you? I know most of us, wakati tuko TikTok, sindio? Tuna dance huko mbaya sana, sindio? You are a different person when someone sees you on LinkedIn. Sindio? So how will you want someone to see you? I remember I used to post memes. You know, when I was employed as well, because I didn't have so much influence, I used to post memes. And so when I go to this corporate world as well, I continued doing it. And I posted something on Facebook. And one of the things, one follower commented, akaniambia, how do you expect us, what do you expect us to do while you are posting this? That was my last time I posted a meme. So we're not taking life so seriously, but now there are people that might be looking at you as a role model. Hata wewe wakati umesoma, unapata pale kwa kijiji huko ushago. People are looking at you. Mtoto wa fulani yako university, ndio? But are you presenting what they want to see? Are we presenting what they really want to see? If someone was to ask you, is the life you're living something that you want anyone to emulate as a professional? So, as we talk about this, let's continue. So your reputation plus values and skills are key. So personal branding matters because it makes you stand out in a competitive job market. I always get people inbox me, and this week we had something that was trending. Kuna kijana alikuwa amesema amesoma JKUAT, amefanya civil engineering. I don't know if you saw that. It has been shared on socials. Alikuwa amesema, yo, naitwa Max, natafuta job kwako, nimepewa namba na mtu alikuwa kwako. And then Max akamaliza request yake ya kupata job, ya kutafuta job. Yeah. So did Max confirm that the person that he was sending the message to was your kind of guy? Yeah. Will you hire Max? I know you'll hire, but will they hire Max? So it makes you stand out in a competitive job market. Number one, and the other thing is that it builds credibility and professional trust. The first time I had an interaction with Nick Moya, alinitumia message kutoka Facebook, and the message was professional. He didn't just say hi. So for me, if you text me hi and expect me to hi again, it's like say you can see I'm talking. If you text me hi on WhatsApp, nimaliza talk, niku hi back, hauko online, you will hi back again tomorrow. Labda ulikuwa umesonga mahali kuna wifi. You will ask me tomorrow how I'm doing. Then I'm engaged, maybe I'm driving, and you, after I stop, I tell you I'm doing fine. Where una wifi tena? The conversation that will have taken a day ends up taking weeks. Sindio? And for me, I'll not hi back. Maybe you text me hi, I'm so and so, tumalizane, so that I can be able to respond to you and move to the next person. You know, kitambo nilikuwa nasikia watu wakisema wako busy nadhani mchezo. I get over 200 messages in a day. 200 chats in a day. So for 200 chats, if you start hiring, utaifanya kazi yako. So as professionals, even as you build your personal brand, be that person that Dr. Yego will say that this is a person that reached out to me and I loved how he or she communicated. It attracts career opportunities and connections. If I was to hire, there's this your guy Max from JKUAT, and there's someone who has approached me. Good afternoon, sir. I'm Anne. We met at Kisii University, the Inter-University Symposium. I would like an opportunity at your place. Who will you hire? We'll hire Anne, definite, right? So it attracts career opportunities and connections. Then it communicates your unique value and strengths clearly. When you have a clear personal brand, that is what it does for you. Then it creates a lasting impression. It creates a lasting impression because now, how you approach me on the first day will really determine how I treat you even in future. And sometimes when you're approaching these senior people, unaweza jipata saa zingine una kitu ya kuambia. Umesema shida zako, amekujibu, now you have no. So you cannot keep on chatting with Dr. Yego or with any other professor on daily basis. They'll want to see your value. They'll want to know that if Nick is texting me, it's a serious matter that I should attend to. So how to build a personal brand? Be consistent and present in how you present yourself. I remember when I was here 5 years ago, I was doing branding as well. I was branding myself. I was in a hoodie. Yeah? When I started JCVs, I had just lost my job on medical grounds, as I told you. Had never practiced HR. I cleared in 2011. So 2011, I'm getting fired in 2018. Those are 7 years. Never practiced HR. I've been working as a machine operator, then receiving clerk. So najiuliza kwamba, will I be even viable? When I was fired, I was still epileptic, and with epilepsy, I used to get attacks. Ningeenda nimeanguka, huko town nilikuwa najulikana kila mahali. Yeah. I've never tasted alcohol all my life. I'm almost hitting 40. And sometimes you'll find people comment that we are melewa. Yeah? So I wanted to really come, I had 3 options. The first one was to go back to Shago and start life, which will mean that I'll even die early because of that stress and pressure. The second option was that someone was telling me that they want to give me money to start a business that I didn't know. The third option was I get out myself and go. So I took the third option. I was in Nakuru when I got fired. I had rent arrears because I could not pay. So I walked out of my house. Na zile nguo nilikuwa nimevaa, nikaambia landlord, hizo vitu zingine uza, you recover your money. When I came to Nairobi, the first thing I did was I identified a group of HR professionals that were influencers in the HR field. Anytime I could see a free event, mimi lazima ningefika. I go, I will tell people what I do. I will tell people that I've lost my job and this is who I am, I have this skill and this skill. So I ended finding myself in a group of professionals that were very key. And those people held my hand. And one of the things that I'll tell you is that sometimes for you to get value in the connections that you want, you must invest. Yeah? Sometimes you might not expect to meet people like Dr. Yego. Nitamtumia sana sababu ndio najua. You might not expect to meet him kwa kibanda, sindio? Yeye ataenda supermarket pale kwa groceries, aokote dini yake, aende nyumbani, sindio? Lakini wewe unaenda wapi? Kununua nyanya 5 bob, sindio? Utapatana naye hapo. You might meet him in high-end hotels. Na sasa hiyo unakutana naye pale kwa high-end hotel, hauna pesa, sindio? So sometimes you must invest for you to get the value you want. And some of the connections, you will never find them on the road. Some of the connections are found in these key events. Maybe you are following someone like Dr. Kiragu who talked and went. You've seen him online, amepost kwamba anakuja Kisii University. You take an initiative to join, Maybe these events ilikuwa inalipiwa 500. You pay that 500 so that you can meet this person. So that is the investment we are talking about for you to be able to create that personal brand. So connect, define your strengths and key skills as you build your brand. What are your key strengths? What are your weaknesses, and how can you be able to work on those weaknesses? There are people that will identify your weaknesses, there are people that will identify your strengths and help you grow to who you want to be. Yeah? What I was 5 years ago, or 8 years ago before I started JCV is not the same thing that I am today. When I was working for Naivas, I used to make 18,000 at the end of the month. And I was very comfortable. I was living in Nakuru, in my single room. Nilikuwa natoka hapo naenda job mguu. So that money was enough for me. But because of the environment that I was in. So the environment you are in will determine where you go in the next 5 years. So kikutana na mahali penye wewe unaonekana you are the brightest or you are the bravest, that environment might not help you grow. So you need an environment that challenges you. So showcase your values through your actions and online presence. Most of us, we join social media platforms for fun, sindio? And I'm sure if I was to ask, how many of us make a post on LinkedIn on weekly basis? Kuna? How many of us make a post on LinkedIn on weekly basis? Ama nitoe miwani ndio nione. Huh? I make posts on LinkedIn on daily basis for the last 4 years. Last year I was awarded, I was recognized among the 50 most influential men in Kenya. And one of the reasons that I got that award was, leo saa 9 nilimake post on LinkedIn. Hiyo masaa asubuhi. It's not that I just make one post, but I make posts on daily basis on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on the channel. So when you talk about consistency, is that not consistency? Huyo wa LinkedIn hakuna, ningepeana pia ta wengine. So identify your niche and career focus. So now, even as you build a brand, what is it that you're best at? When I was still employed in Naivas, I had started some groups. And these groups, what I used to do was just to connect people with the jobs without any fee. As long as you are qualified, I will connect you with a job without charging. It is something that I just used to do because I love doing it. So once you realize your niche, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? What do you want people to recognize you for? Say you can LinkedIn, search CV writer, international resume writer, my profile will pop up because it's in my headlines on that profile. So if I was to ask you, or if you are to ask yourself, what are you good at? What will people say that you are good at if you are not in the room? Is there a service that you are offering that people will say that so and so is good at this? Kunayo? If you are planning an event and would like someone to help us plan, are you that person that will be mentioned in a room where you're not in? Yeah? So do you have personal brands? Are we brands? Or can we become brands after we leave this place? Yes. That's a promise, right? So we need to work on our brands. So connect with lecturers, alumni, and industry professionals. But as well, you need to connect, to expand your connections, especially on LinkedIn is a platform that is very key. On LinkedIn, you need to have a maximum of 30,000 connections. But you have an infinite number of followers. I reached my 30,000, I think, 3 years ago. So say I have about 40-something thousand followers. Yeah, and I'm sure most of us, we have not even hit 500 followers on LinkedIn or even connections. But I know you have several followers on TikTok. But if TikTok is helping you make money, or is something that you want to venture into, and TikTok will be the place that can help you make achieve that dream, then do it. Yeah, identify a platform that can help you achieve the dream that you want to achieve, and then maximize on that. But for professionals, I know LinkedIn is very important. So networking and visibility. Attend events, webinars, and career fairs. Sometimes you might not have an opportunity to maybe make for physical events, but we have webinars. I've talked about us at JCV is having webinars on every Thursday. So one thing that you can do is that attend this webinar and ask a question. Be consistent. There are sometimes you ask questions that will live in the host's or even the speaker's mind. Kuna kijana aliniuliza ABC. Kuna msichana aliniuliza hivi. Then you can even be able to award those people. You can get an award, you can be recognized, and that thing can change your career. You can be given a job opportunity as well. So don't just connect, engage, and build relationships. Even as you follow people on online, what is the reason for you following them? What is the reason of you having my number? Ndio ongeza auto-view status, ndio? Eh? Why should you have someone's number? Tuongeza auto-view status, ndio? Huh? Personal branding mistakes to avoid. Being inconsistent across platforms. So I've talked about identifying a platform where you feel that your impact might be felt. So if you identify that platform to be Facebook, be very consistent with that platform. Copying others instead of being authentic. This is one of the biggest failures that you'll ever do. If you start something, before you start it, make sure that that thing that you're going to start is sustainable. There are people that have tried copying my prayer and trying to just put in their platforms every morning. I don't feel jealous for them, but are they able to sustain it? Yeah, are you able to sustain what you are copying? So in you are copying, it means that you are not authentic, and that one might affect your profile, even your brand, even as an individual. So having no online presence, that one will fail you as a brand. Before TikTok, there are people that will have never been known in Kenya, sindio? But kuna watu uko TikTok ambao paka wako na I've seen that there are people that will have never been known were it not for TikTok. But because of TikTok, wao ndio kusema uko TikTok. They even organize big functions, ndio? Yeah? So make sure that your online presence is there to help you build that brand. Then oversharing and professional content. People will judge you based on what they see. Personally, I will never make any comment on a political post. I will never make any comment on a controversial post. Some of us are in business, and when you're in business, your comment might affect your business. And you might have a backlash. na upate biashara yako imeenda chini. Social media is the worst place that you can showcase negativity. So you have your political issues or feelings, keep them to yourself. I always look at statuses. Sometimes you look at people's statuses and you're like, does this person know that people view the status? Yeah? Because of what they are posting. Sai unaweza post memes, but as you grow and you start being a brand, there are things that you'll want people to identify you with. Kama ni memes zenye ziko funny, unaacha. Hizo unaweka inbox yako, unacheka, unatulia hapo. Sawa. Download tu, weka kwa simu. When you feel like you really need to laugh, ingia kwa gallery yako, angalia nini? Hizo memes na ucheke. Don't share it with people. Because someone might judge you based on that and you might miss out on an opportunity. Sasa kuna kesi inaendelea watu kuchomana uso. Si ndio mmeiona? Yeah? And such, I've seen several people are coming up, even senior people. People are talking about their taking sides on what happened, and those are some of the things as a brand you should never be involved in. Kama ni watu wa comment Kenya wako wengi, wacha wa comment. Wewe soma comments, tulia. Let people know, not brand you negatively. So I've come to the end of my presentation, and I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for a wonderful presentation. I don't know if I were to do something like that. Ingekuwa chaos, eh? But you've made me wonder. Me, I like humor, and anything that can make people laugh, I can just forward it. Kumbe najiumiza hapa. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Before I call the next presenter, who has whispered to me that atahitaji dakika 8 tu na swali moja mbili, there are members that, or participants who came while a lot was going on and they had not been recognized. Before I recognize you, let me assure you that we are in Kisii University Amphitheater, and Kisii University students are here. Kisii University mko? Ama mshatoka? Bado mpo? Maseno University students mpo? Kisii National Polytechnic mpo? Yeah? Betri imeisha sana yao. DJ ongeza betri hapo. Nimesema Rongo University mpo? Betri haijaongezeka. Kabianga mko? Yeah. Live and kicking. Kenyatta University mpo? Have I forgotten about any team participating here? Universities? Yes. Now, as we were doing one or two there, the following also joined us. May I recognize the presence of Dr. Robi Wakija? Is that the name? Thank you, from Rongo University. Wasalimie tafadhali. Just wave. We also have from same university, we have Dr. Wagudi. Thank you very much. This is the second time I'm seeing you, and I hope we will meet until maybe we stop breathing. Maybe I assure them I'll be here even after retirement. I'll continue. We also have from Rongo, Dr. Okemwa Dennis. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have Gordon Onyango. Did I get the name correct? And Brian Daniel from TTHAKU. Wako wapi? I saw them. Huh? Oh. Taku. And you are two of you. Sasa anajidu bwana. Anyway, that is life. Nice. Daktari Judith ako wapi? We are not recognized you. Na from Maseno, I've gone through the visitors book the other end and I don't remember recognizing the presence of Dr. Judith from there. We have Peter Chacha from Britam. Thank you very much. We also have from Kisii National Polytechnic. The name is Job who? Ongera. Okay, fine. Mpashe habari tulikuwa nae. And we also have one of our own, Miss Wandera from Kiwasko. Ako wapi? Yeah? Sasa ni mkono tu ndio naona. Kiwasko, go check records. In 2005 I wrote their books of accounts. In the year 2005. When I took a break from here, you know, I came here in 2003, took a break, then came back. So, Wuko, I think my signature is still there. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you very much for your valuable contribution, even listening. Niongeze hiyo. Then we have a presenter who has asked me that she will take only 8 minutes, and this is none other than Madam Stella from National Employment Authority. Ama it was 80 minutes. Mimi ndio sikusikia vizuri. You know, mother tongue can interfere. Tunasema 80 and they mean 8. So when mother tongue interferes, can be a very big chaos, but I know her presentation is short and very valuable. As she prepares to come, the previous speaker just reminded me of something. Wacha tu niwaambie as she comes. I applied for a job and we were called for interview, almost 30 of us. And those people insisted you had to do handwritten application. I hope some people still do that for a very good reason. Waambie watu waandike, my friend, ndio utaona a language close to English. Other than that, there was a passage we were supposed to read, answer questions, type it, and then we had a floppy disk to save in. And then you were interviewed on what you had done. My friend, out of the 30 applicants, only 2 could save whatever they had done on floppy and were ready for interview. And the Mzungu who was there just closed the interview. He said, hakuna haja, because we were 30 of us, and what could be, somebody could be interviewed on was only there for 2 of us. One was mine, and the other guy also saved something but could not be read. And I got the job, simply that way. So when there are instructions for application, follow them clearly. If they say handwritten, usianze kufikiria ati these days people type and whatnot. They know what they are looking for. And your ability to construct a complete statement and place yourself ahead is very easy. Madam Stella, it's you I was waiting for. I just didn't want airtime to go free, so I can create stories. And you know, I'm a storyteller, by the way. I can talk and talk and talk until she comes. Thank you very much. Projector, they continue as the technical team. So now, the previous speaker had to. Thank you.
all protocol observed. My name is Ayuko Stella. I work for National Employment Authority. Who has ever heard of NEA, National Employment Authority? I think I'm seeing few hands. National Employment Authority is under the Ministry of Labor. We are an institution that assists job seekers, those looking for job opportunities, both locally and abroad. You can come to our office, then we assist you get opportunities. I'm very glad that I'm seeing Britam here. I worked with them in January. I placed some students in Kisii University. I think I can see 2 outside here. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. As I wait for the projector, the topic I'm going to handle today is HR in the national agenda, policy and governance influence. National Employment Authority is under the Ministry of Labor, so we are under the national government. I work as the County Employment Officer, Kisii Nyamira. The office is based at the County Commissioner's compound, labor block. If you come to the County Commissioner's compound, hapo kwa DC, you can look for the office and you can be able to get assistance. In Kenya, we have 39 branches in the counties. Like Kisii office covers Kisii and Nyamira. We have an office in Migori. We have an office in Homa Bay. We have an office in Kisumu, and we have an office in Siaya. That is Nyanza region, because I come from. We are in Kisii County. In Kenya, the National Employment Authority is a state agency established under the National Employment Authority Act of 2016. Basically, as I said, it's a mandate to provide a comprehensive institutional framework for employment management and to enhance employment interventions, particularly for youth, minorities, and marginalized groups. Basically, we are governed by the National Employment Authority Act that was established in 2016 by the Parliament. So our basic mandate is to offer employment management. Under the employment management, we have a portal that is www.neaims.go.ke. Can I repeat? www.n, that is neaims.go.ke. If you are applying for any job opportunity on our website, you go to job seeker sign up. You sign up, then you're able to create your CV, that is the profile. After that, you'll be able to submit and you'll get an email. The job opportunities are both local and abroad. If you're able to hear about the Nyota project, the president was going to the different counties and he talks about the abroad jobs. The abroad jobs are also found on our portal. You can also check for the opportunities that are locally available, and you can also visit our offices where employers come, they seek for job seekers. The next one is policy formulation. We advise the national and county governments on the creation and implementation of employment policies and strategies. That is where we have the labor market information that is under our mandate. The next one is labor market information. We also conduct a survey where we are able to understand the skills that are needed in the market. You can get at the moment, maybe this skill is maybe the people who have done in computer science or data analysts. So our basic mandate is to go to the training institutions, the polytechnics. We tell them more about the skills, the labor market trends, and the skills that are needed in the market. Like you could have done like you're a HR, but you have to do upskilling and reskilling so that you can be able to fit in the labor market. Basically, We are also known for regulation of recruitment agencies that are, most of them are known as agents, but basically the ones that are recognized by the government are private recruitment agencies. In Kisii at the moment we have two recruitment agencies that are registered in Kisii, but we have 3 agencies that have branches in Kisii. So if you want to be able to know if a recruitment agency is legit, you go to our website, the one that is www.neaims.go.ke. You are able to check on the status of the agency. For example, if an agency certificate is expiring in maybe, let's say, April, you shouldn't go with the agency because you're not sure if the agent will renew the certificate. So you can be able to check the validity of the recruitment agency. They're basically known as private recruitment agencies, not agents. If you use an agent, if you get any issue, if you come to our office, we won't be able to assist you because it will be a DCI matter. The mandate of the NEA's core function for HR professionals, basically for the HR, the registration and placements. If you come to our office, we have an integrated database of job seekers. When you sign up on that portal as a job seeker, then you indicate Kisii office or Migori office or Kisumu office. I'll be able to have your data. Maybe you have said I'm looking for, like at the moment I was looking for a data analyst. I'll be able to come up with the list of the database. Then I'll be able to scan, to be able to see the students. Maybe I'm looking for someone who has done a degree in HR. We have a database that has the names of all job seekers, internships, all persons seeking employment, and are all required to register access to opportunities. We also offer national internship coordination, the function. At the moment, if you come to our office, for the students who are here last year for career fair, I think most of them have interacted with them and have been able to place them for internship opportunities. I also placed a student who graduated in 2019 at Angata Sugar Mills in March. So I'm proud of Kisii University. I've been able to work with them after the career fair. So we also do national internship coordination, develops an internship policy and standards where we facilitate placement of graduates. So if you have any interest, as the previous presenter said, you see I'll come here, then I'll share with you my number. Then after that, you take that initiative of coming to the office. The person who I referred, the person had sent me a CV. I just looked at the CV and I was like, is this person really looking for an opportunity? I told the person, I just did an email, told the person, could you come to the office? I assist you in rectifying your CV. The person came and did, and he was able to be placed as a GIS coordinator at Angata Sugar Mills. So as the previous presenter said, how you present yourself will be able to assist. Most people who have placed in opportunities, even if you ask me, I don't know them, I just met them during a function like this, and they came to the office. We were able to assist each other in writing CVs and updating CVs and how to appear on the interviews. So the mentality that is there for that you have to have someone. You shouldn't put it into your head that I have to know someone, I have to have a connection. Like me, I did an internship in the government, and I was able to secure an employment with the National Employment Authority. You can be able to volunteer, even if you can be able to volunteer. When you volunteer, you'll be able to get that one skill. That one skill, for example, maybe you can be sent to the Deputy County Commissioner, to the National Registration Bureau. There you can be able to get connections. Alafu, most students, when they see, for example, here we were having the this function for HR, most of them will say it's free. Yes, it's free, maybe you won't get something at the end of it, but the knowledge that you'll get that connection. So let's embrace these programs that are always offered by the university. Like I think the career fair that was held last year had few numbers. So you can also encourage the other students. They can be able to attend these such events in campus and can be able to grow career-wise. Employer obligations, that is, we are also mandated to register employers. When we register employers, we can be able to link with the employers where can be able to canvas opportunities for those seeking employment opportunities. Then we also offer counseling, career counseling and guidance. For the few times maybe I am not held up, you can come to the office. I can be able to assist you depending with the opportunities that you have. We can be able to guide you on how to write a CV. I can be able to guide you on how to appear in interviews, and that will be able to assist you in employment sector. HR governance and NEA compliance. As a HR, the NEA is mandated to, the National Employment Authority, we are mandated to talk to employers where we are able to do annual returns by January 31st of each and every year. As an HR, you should be able to file the employment returns. That is a requirement by the government. Vacancy notifications. If you get an opportunity in any company, you can be able to, as a HR, you can be able to share the opportunities with the National Employment Authority. And as I talked about the private recruitment agency, you should take that initiative. Like, you should be the first person to see, is this private recruitment agency legit? You shouldn't go like and say that I went with this agent and I didn't know that the agent is legit. So you should have that, you should take that due diligence. When you're working with any, even if it's any vacancy that has been advertised, you should be able to know, is this vacancy legit? Is this organization legit? You can be able to Google about the agency and you'll be able to be guided. My summary and conclusion, HR as a national player, basically you should know that you're not like just hiring for a company. You're building a nation. As a HR, you are mandated to that company. Just know you are building a nation and you're not just hiring individuals. You can be a mentor. You can be able to mentor someone and that person will be able to be grateful. The next one is proactive compliance. Mastery of the NEA mandate makes you a strategic asset to any board of directors. As an HR, you should be able to, you are the key person in that organization. So you should be able to be proactive and to be able to learn more about, that is where we go about reskilling and upskilling. Because you are the major person in that organization, you should be able to learn that, you should be able to master the mandates that the government is having so that you can be able to assist your organization. My final word is ethical HR practice is the foundation of the national prosperity. I can just repeat the National Employment Authority website, www. www.neaims.go.ke. At the moment, the certificate hasn't been renewed, so it will indicate like it's a virus, but it will be working soon. I think in May, most students will be going for attachments. There's a student who came but never returned. If you have done, maybe, if you know anyone who is looking for an attachment, you can be able to WhatsApp me on 0754 . 0754 878 243. And kindly don't tell me hi. At least you explain yourself, it will be easier for me to understand. I give out my number like at the moment when I'm here, the office is closed. So sometimes when I don't receive your call, I tell you to text, kindly text. I'm the only officer covering Kisii and Nyamira at the moment. So I give out my number to be able to assist someone who will go to the office and find the office is a bit locked. So those looking for attachments are mostly, I think, within or the boundaries of Nyanza region. You can be able to WhatsApp me, then I'll be able to assist. When you come to the office, I'll be able to share the requirements. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. If we talked about 80 minutes, so imekuwa hivyo. Thank you very much. I don't think that clap was good. And you know, there have been two speakers who spoke very nicely. And now I think I need to do an appreciation by asking you to clap the manner I like it. Kuna mzee kwetu alituambia you can do a short nice one. Na alikuwa, ebu angalia hapa nikuambie. Alikuwa anasema, zungusha, weka. That was warm up. Ebu sasa tuwaweke mzuri. Warm up your hands. Zungusha, weka. Bas. Thank you very much. While that was happening, Dr. Jacqueline from MKU joined us. Can you wave? Mkaribishe sana. This is an annual event. From last year we have been coming here. Please join us to continue Tinya. We can continue until. Also Dr. Christopher Indiasi, kindly wave. Thank you very much for joining us. We will continue Tinya. Now, any other person I've not recognized, please, let me do it. And as we do that, Dr. Yego, kuna jambo uambie kidogo, and then we will move from there. But I think so far, so good.
I want us to give a clap to KB Onyango, and we'll do it the way he has instructed us to do it. Haya, amesema warm up, zungusha. Haya, moja, pili, tatu, nne. Good. Thank you, KP Onyango. Student presentation, the first student for presentation before we break for lunch. And we'll give you 8 minutes for presentation, 2 minutes for question time, then we break for lunch. Kisii University is the first presenter. Kisii University. Welcome for your presentation. Churches, take your seats. Last year, we were able to do student presentation, and we awarded. Same case for this year. We will be presenting as per our universities, and we will also get our marks, and by so saying, we will also get awards tomorrow during our...
Now, in a world where organizations are rapidly evolving, one question becomes critical. That is, what truly sets HR apart at the executive level? Therefore, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, join us in our presentation where we invite you to see HR not as a support function, but as a force at the center of leadership. Now, our main theme of the symposium this time is executive presence, building credibility and influence in HR. What do you mean by executive presence? Executive presence in HR leadership is the ability to project confidence, credibility, and strategic influence, signaling that HR is a vital partner in business decision making rather than just an administrative function. Now, we want to discuss about repositioning human resource management as a strategic executive function. Human resource management, once seen as administrative, now plays a strategic role in organizations. Recognizing people as key assets, HR must evolve from routine tasks
We can't see the slides. We are wondering. Is it ready?
Yeah.
Excuse me, if it is not ready, we can give you some few minutes. You reorganize because what you must present must be seen at the screen.
We already shared it.
We need it there. Is it available? Are the slides available? Huh? Meanwhile, is Kabianga University ready? As they reorganize, because that would save us a lot of time. Kabianga, are you ready? Or you also have the same technical hitch so that we think faster? Kindly take the stage if you are ready. If you aren't, let us know. All we don't want is to waste time. Are you ready? Excuse me kidogo, it seems this is a technical problem. Anybody who is ready? Maseno, are you ready? Rongo, do you have the slides ready? I think the technical team working on the screen are really behind us because they cannot allow the presenters to actually project their work. So please, can Dr. Ego kindly avail the teams to help the presenters to move. Okay. If you have your material even in flash disks, can the technical team have it so that we can have the presentation projected? Otherwise, we will be listening to habari ya saa saba over the radio and nobody is actually listening. Could there be any team that is ready? I can see KU. Do you have your material? Team leader KU. Hamko. Kisii National Polytechnic. It is there? Is it presentable? Rongo, I didn't hear anything from you. Ama tuamue tu watusomee habari ya saa saba. Huh? No. That can't be at this level, no. That presentation is key. DJ kidogo tu. Tupe kwaya ya kutumotisha. Sasa ka. I can see, are you ready? Kidogo, yes. Should be a team which is ready so that we don't waste more time. We all wanted to present, and so the fact that I present fast does not really change the performance. So which team is ready? Because we wanted a presentation before we go for lunch. Thank you, technical team, for doing that wonderful job. It's like when the laptops are raised high, they spring into action, and that is what I saw the other end. Kindly take the stage, Kisii University. The next will be Kabianga. No, it should be Maseno, correct? Yeah, Maseno after Kisii University. Sawa.
Repositioning human resource management as a strategic executive function. Our theme topic of the day was executive presence, building credibility and influence in human resource. Now, executive presence in human resource leadership is the ability to project confidence, credibility, influence, signaling that HR is a vital partner in business decision making rather than just an administrative function. Now, the introduction, we have human resource, once seen as an administrative, now plays a strategic role in organizations. Recognizing people as key assets, HR must evolve from routine tasks to a strategic function that directly impacts success. Here as HR leaders, we should step up at the decision-making level, not just as the routine tasks like hiring and firing. Next, we have repositioning HR means HR professionals participate in top-level decision-making, influence corporate strategy, and leverage technology to improve performance. This transformation enables HR to create sustainable advantage through talent management, innovation, and leadership development. Strategic human resource management aligns with strategic goals to support long-term objectives. It focuses on aligning HR policies with business strategy, enhancing performance, and supporting change. Universities prepare future HR leaders through practical cases and insights into modern trends. Next, we are talking about why must we reposition HR as executive function? That is the question of the day. One, facing globalization and competition, HR must be strategic, not just supportive. Talent is key. Attracting and retaining it boosts performance. HR manages transformation, diversity, and plans for future skills, crucial for innovation and success. To elevate HR, organizations lead strategic initiatives like leadership development, succession planning, and data-driven decisions. Analytics provide insights into trends, aligning HR with business goals to drive success. We have pathways. We have pathways to building HR credibility, and that is where I'll give my colleague to take from there. Thank you.
Yes. When I look at the pathways to building HR creativity, the following are the pathways: demonstrating business knowledge, understanding financial performance. Then we have the strategic role, which we say that market trends are enabling meaningful strategic contribution, data and and evident like HR analytics. It forms recruitment, performance management, workforce planning, boosting productivity, engagement, and profitability. Trust is built through measurable results, while continuous learning and research-based practices enhance HR's professional authority. We continued and then on enhancing HR influence in organizational leadership. On strategic partnership, we say that HR influence grows when leaders participate in executive decision making and partnership with the senior executives. HR executives contribute to policy formulation and governance by shaping leadership development, culture, and ethics. Now, when we look at the advocacy and change leadership, acting as employees, advocates, HR ensures employees' interests are heard in decision making. In digital leadership, in modern HR, we say that digital transformation redefines HR, making digital leadership crucial. Then the HRIS, that is Human Resource Information System, streamlines recruitment, payrolls, and performance evaluation, boosting efficiency. HR analytics predicts trends and support decisions. Technology aids remote workforce management, while AI, artificial intelligence, enhances recruitment and training. Digital leadership fosters agility and innovation. No matters bridging academic theory with corporate and public sector practice. Universities develop future HR leaders by linking theory to practice through case studies, internships, research, and this improves transparency and efficiency. In handling practical application, universities and other learning institutions can bridge theory and practice by partnering with industries and public sector through joint research and co-design co-curricula. This collaboration creates innovative HR solutions, keeping academic program relevant and preparing graduates to workforce demands. On developing executive communication and leadership skills, allow me to invite my colleague to continue and conclude. Thank you.
Okay. Enhancing human resource influence in organizational leadership. HR influence grows when leaders actively participate in executive decision making, from strategic partnerships with CEOs and senior executives. HR executives contribute to policy formulation and governance by shaping leadership development, organizational culture, and ethics. Under the same enhancement, we have acting as employee advocates. HR ensures employees' interests are represented in corporate decisions. HR also leads change management efforts, guiding organizations through restructuring, mergers, and digital adoption to ensure smooth transitions and sustained performance. That is called advocacy and leadership in HR. The next one in repositioning HR as a strategic executive function, we have digital leadership in modern HR. Under that, we have digital transformation redefines HR making digital leadership crucial. HRIS streamlines recruitment. That's HRIS is an executive body that deals with payroll, recruitment, and performance evaluation that boosts efficiency in human resource management. Technology aids remote workforce management, while AI enhances recruitment and training. Digital leadership fosters agility and innovation. The next step is bridging academic theory with corporate and public sector. Universities develop future human resource leaders by linking theory to practice through case studies, internships, and research. Collaboration with industry adapts curricula to employer needs, showing how academic insights can modernize services, improving transparency and efficiency. Universities can bridge theory and practice by partnering with industries and public sectors through joint research and co-designed curricula. These collaborations create innovative HR solutions, keeping academic programs relevant and preparing graduates for workforce demands. Research-driven and innovative HR solutions. Modern HR must use research and innovations to tackle workplace challenges like talent analytics, digital learning, and diversity strategies. Encouraging research among students fosters evidence-based practices, enhancing organizational effectiveness and keeping human resource solutions relevant.
Your time is up. You should be winding up.
The takeaways that I'm going to leave you with. The first one, if HR is not influencing decisions of highest levels, then who is shaping the future of our organizations? The second, are we as HR professionals truly leading from front, or are we still waiting to be invited into the room? The third one, in a rapidly changing world of AI and digital transformation, will HR lead the change or struggle to catch up? The last one, if executive presence is the key to influence, are we unlocking it or leaving our potential behind? And then, as I leave the stage, I'm leaving you with this. Executive presence isn't something you either have or does not have. It's something you can build in with intention. When you choose to actively manage how you show up in the room, you take back control, you shift perception, you move the conversation from HR is here to help to HR is here to lead. Thank you for listening.
Makofi kwao. Maybe there could be a question or two. Maybe there could be a question or two that the plenary may want to ask you, and we can't just assume.
Yes, any question?
Thank you so much. My name is Seli Nauma from the University of Kabianga. My question is, why Why is some organizations succeeding and some failing despite having similar resources?
I'll answer your question. Some organizations are succeeding while others are failing. This is because organizations have different strategies on how they are managing themselves. So maybe the one succeeding had a strategy that includes everything that should be included. What I mean is that we have strategies to manage an organization. We have things like diversity. You will find that one organization includes diversity while the other one doesn't. Diversity, this is where you include people from all cultures, all places. Thank you. Next question.
Thank you. I'm Douglas Moen from Maseno University. Now my question is, a student proposing HR as strategic executive functions, how will you ensure that the HR decisions not only focus on organizational goals, but also actively drives the employees' engagement, innovation, and long-term competitive advantage? Thank you. Pardon, please. Should I take it again? Yes. Okay. Okay, my question is, are students proposing HR as strategic executive functions, how will you ensure that the HR decisions do not only focuses on organizational goals, but also actively drives the employees' engagement, innovation, and long-term competitive advantage? Am I clear? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. You said an HR student is proposing an executive function. Okay, basically, in organizations, we must make decisions based on achieving our goals. These goals include innovation, like the ones you have said. So it is just right that all the decisions they are going to make, it's going to include achieving these goals. Aligning, the decisions you're making are aligning with the goals you want. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, team from Kisii University. Makofi kwao. I think we are, that is just a start, and I think things are getting better. Dr. Yego?
Thank you, our first team, for your wonderful presentation. We will have two teams presenting immediately after lunch. Then we have another guest presenter. Then one or two teams again will present as we wind up. We want to agree this way, that we are breaking for lunch, and these are the instructions. How many minutes will we take for lunch, by the way? How many minutes for lunch? Because we want to come back and finish whatever we have on our program. 30 minutes, huh? Okay, what's the time? It is now 3 p.m. We should be seated back here by 3:30, so that at least we can squeeze our 1 hour. By 4:30 we can break, so that we can have our own network in our own small way as we climatize for tomorrow. So we are going to break for lunch, and as we break for lunch, all the students, am I going to assign to be our leader? Those people who have just presented, you will lead our team of students to where we're going to take lunch. The lunch is ready, waiting to be served. So all the students, and understand we had meal cards, right? Somebody will give out meal cards as we leave on the door. So pick your meal card as we leave. By the way, we are students, you understand. And when we leave here without even having meal cards, kitambo tufike mess wengine watakuwa wamekula mbele yetu. So we have to pick our milkers. Those guys who are serving us will be looking at our milkers as they serve us. So kindly, somebody who's giving out to milkers, as mama kamalango apeane milkers kamalango tukitoka. So all the students are going to take our lunch at a prescribed place by our student leaders, and all of us, the case, the lecturers, we are going to go back to where we took our tea, and in 30 minutes we'll be back here. We have already lost 1 minute. Jacinta, come for a word of prayer as we pray for lunch. So let's keep time as we pray for lunch.
God is good. I hope we've gained a lot from all the presentations. Sorry, all the presentations. I'm from the lakeside. Yeah. How many people have been enlightened from the word go since we started? Thank you. Nimejua tumbo imechoka sana. So from here we are going directly to the students' mess. Are we together? Yeah, we are going to be led by a team from Kisii University. Kindly tuharakishe na turudi. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
That is, if you are representing Maseno University, kindly also come. If you are representing Kabianga, please come. If you are representing Kisii University, please come. If you are representing Kisii National Polytechnic, please come. I have been informed that the chairperson is not around, but please come. If you are from Kenyatta, please come. In that order, please, we save on time. We've sat for more than enough now. We take a break on the same. Please come, please. I am seeing Kabianga walking upstairs. Rongo, please, wherever you are, a representative in this case. Sorry, Kenyatta, I'm not seeing Kenyatta around. Oh, Kenyatta is on the stage, thank you. I'm not seeing Rongo is coming. I'm not seeing Kisii National Polytechnic. Someone to come for a representation on this, please. Which group? Thank you. Which group is not yet in? They're okay. Now, these are your ladies, leaders in this case. Now, you see your respective leaders on the guidance on how you are going to take your meal. So from here, we are taking approximately 1 hour. 1 hour for lunch break, huh? Yes. Yes, 1 hour. Oh. Yes, kama hivyo ni sawa. So we get back by around, so don't waste time because we have not make any presentation. By 4 we should be in. Are we in agreement? And we beg for your pardon for the delays. So I officially release you for lunch. You are getting instructions shortly from your respective leaders. Amen? Thank you.
Leadership in human resource is not just about policies and procedures. It is about influence, it is about credibility, it is about presence. And here at Kisii University, we believe that the next generation of HR professionals need to be equipped not just with knowledge, but with executive presence.
We are proud to invite you to Kisii University Human Resource Symposium, a dynamic gathering of future HR leaders, professionals, and scholars.
This year's theme is Executive Presence, Building Credibility and Influence in Human Resource, a conversation about how HR professional can lead confidently, communicate effectively, and influence organizational success.
Through insightful discussions, networking opportunities, and mentorship from industry leaders, this symposium will equip you and empower you to step into the future of human resource leadership.
To our fellow students from the universities across the country and beyond, this is your invitation.
Kisii University warmly welcomes you to be part of this transformative experience.
Come connect with passionate HR students, engage with industry experts, and build network that will shape your career.
Whether you're studying human resource, business, psychology, or leadership, this symposium is designed to sharpen your professional identity.
We invite you to join us
to learn,
to connect,
and to grow into the HR leader of tomorrow.